She wanted to inherit her husband's wealth as soon as possible, so she dared him to jump into the raging river. And when he didn't come back, she thought she had achieved what she wanted. She believed she would inherit billions of dollars. But she didn't know that her husband was an expert swimmer and was just messing with her. Determined, the woman encouraged him to do something more exciting, a 10-meter jump off a cliff. The tycoon didn't hesitate and was soon standing on top of the cliff. He took a deep breath, did a somersault in the air and fell into the water. Olivia took out her cell phone to record the scene, but her wealthy husband didn't return to the shore. Olivia pretended to be worried, but when she was sure he wouldn't come back, she started laughing. But her joy was short-lived. She realized that she didn't know how to steer a boat. She tried to call for help on her cell phone, but there was no signal. She started screaming, hoping that someone would hear her, but to no avail. The only thing she could do was cry. Olivia was trapped in the boat for hours, and in desperation she decided to try to steer the boat to stay alive. She even managed to raise the anchor, but when she pulled the lever, the boat started to spin rapidly. Desperate, thinking that if she didn't stop the boat would crash into the shore, she ran to the driver's seat to get the key, thinking that this would stop the boat from spinning, so she took the key out of the ignition, but dropped it. Good in the water. The boat stopped turning, but without the anchor he was now being dragged by the current. Olivia didn't know what to do in that situation. Suddenly, she saw a waterfall just ahead and the boat was heading towards it. Then he grabbed his things and prepared to flee. But when he reached the back of the boat, he realized he couldn't swim in the river. At that moment, he remembered the boat's buoy. He then threw it into the water, but when he saw that the boy was moving away, dragged by the current, Olivia realized this was a bad idea. You had no choice but to hide in the cabin. He closed his eyes and waited for a miracle. The boat was already in front of the waterfall. Shortly afterwards, Olivia was swept away by the current. When she woke up, the first thing she did was grab her bag and look for her cell phone to ask for help, but there was still no signal. He took a sip of red wine to calm his nerves and put on a mask. She had to survive alone. Olivia pulled herself together, first put on makeup, then put on a pretty red dress and put on 8-inch high heels. But just a few steps away, in front of him, animal footprints appeared. He followed the tracks and encountered a wild bear. Soon the bear smelled her and ran towards Olivia.